Cavs beat the Timberwolves. He tied the game with under 30 seconds left in overtime with this layup. Then he blocked Jimmy Butler's shot to keep the game tied. And finally, he hit the jump shot at the buzzer for the win. LeBron finished the night with 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 15 assists. Here he is after the win.
Coach Lou drew up a good play. Obviously, in the past, that would be Kevin Love making that entry pass. But, Jeff being, as strong as he is and pretty good accurate passer, especially at a baseball pass. Lou drew up something great. They couldn't take a body off Kyle, and I was able to get a good rip screen and just trying to sit down. Not allow Jimmy to get around me. And once I caught it, just trusted, trusted everything I've done in my career, and that's just the work ethic I put into it, and I was able to knock it down. I was thinking about I don't want to do another overtime. That's what I was thinking. I'm 33 years old, and I did not want to do another overtime. So, it was a heck of a pass, heck of a play call by Lou, and I was able to benefit from both.
We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Here.
What was your biggest takeaway from last night's game?
My biggest takeaway was that what we saw last night is why, for all the Cavaliers' problems, which are legitimate, for all their drama, and for the fact that, let's be honest, they're not that good of a team. I could argue if they were in the West, they'd be the 5th or 6th best team.
Absolutely.
Even when they're playing well.
Right. Maybe 7th.
But if I still had to pick who I think is the favorite, it's not as overwhelming as it was a month or two ago.
We thought it was.
But who is the favorite in the East? I still would go with the Cavs, even with all of this mess, because LeBron, I think it's legitimately debatable now, is he still the best player in the world? Okay. But he is by far the best player in the East. Like, Giannis is great, but he doesn't know how to win yet. He's so young. LeBron is by far the best player in the East. And what you saw last night, when he wants to turn it up, it reminded me of Game 1 against Boston last year in the playoffs when he had 38 and they just demolished him from the get-go. Or against Toronto when he averaged 36 and was just toying with them. Like, that's what it looked like last night. No back-to-backs. They'll be plenty rested. Every game will matter. I think LeBron can still save this team in the East. In the East. I like the fact that Lue played Cedi Osman and only played Isaiah 31 minutes, didn't play him as much in the fourth and in the overtime.
Cedi played more in the fourth and overtime.
Yep, and Derrick Rose only played 7 minutes. What it tells me is that maybe going forward, Lue is just going to play the lineups that deserve to be out there. And not even just the most talented, the ones that fit the best. And so those were positives. Now, the negative, their defense was a joke. You gave up 58% shooting. It was like game 4 against Golden State when they won because they shot lights out from three. They're not going to hit 21 threes every night. So they still have work to do, but I thought those were good signs.
And that's the thing. They shot almost 60% from the floor, 50% from the three. LeBron had the greatest triple-double stat night because he was 37, 10, and 15 with 72% shooting. And they won by 2 points. If they have an off night shooting, they lose by 32 points. And that's what they're up against. They don't play defense. And when you don't play defense, you can get away with it if you're making shots. Because in the first half against Orlando on Tuesday night, Skip, they weren't playing any defense, but they were making shots. Then all of a sudden they go cold because they're not, and then they don't play defense, and then boom, 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 boom. Jonathan Simmons looked like Russell Westbrook. He goes for 22 in the third quarter.
Third quarter?
I'm like,
yeah, it was ridiculous.
With no Aaron Gordon?
But here's the thing, though, and Lou had a nice rotation last night, but D. Wade wasn't there. So now when D. Wade comes back, that means somebody else gets bumped down. Everybody, look at everybody's numbers when Isaiah is off the court. And I know people say, man, you be bashing Isaiah. But, hey, Skip tell me the eye test. Skip said when he cut his TV on, he don't want to hear anything. What jumps out at him? What jumps out at me is that everybody plays better when Isaiah is not on the court.
Agreed.
And then everybody has to make up because he can't keep anything in front of him. So now they have to help, and now guys are getting uncontested layups. They're getting wide open shots. Because 5'9", and he's injured, he's slow, he can't stay in front of anybody. So that's the problem. Lou, go to him, you the head coach. Chris, he got 2 choices. Come off the bench or come off his couch. Which one you think he'll choose? Okay.
So I'm pretty sure everybody sitting at this table right now remembers what LeBron James said moments after he finally won his first ring after closing out Oklahoma City in Game 5 in Miami. You were there, I'm pretty sure. Remember, he's standing courtside, and he all but yells, "It's about damn time." Yeah. Did he not say that?
Yes, exactly.
And it was just it. That was the essence of that moment. It was about time. And I felt the same way when this game ended, because this stretch has been shockingly, inexplicably awful, not only for LeBron, but for this whole group, man. It's just been a disaster of epic proportions that I never thought I would see. And we sat right here 24 hours ago and said, we never seen anything like this before.
Skip, I thought you said about time that Isaiah went to the bench. You talk about for a win.
You can do that too. You can add that in. But my point is that I'm going to repeat what Mark Jackson said on ABC on Saturday night. And I immediately tweeted amen to Preacher Mark, because he is a preacher by trade. But he just, I'm going to paraphrase it, but he said, hey, if LeBron is still the best player in the world, he's got to rise above this. He's got to spark them on defense and ignite them on offense. And I'm like, yeah, he does. If he's still that guy, they're not this bad, because obviously they were not competitive Saturday night against Houston. They weren't competitive against Oklahoma City when they gave up the 148. They were barely competitive against Orlando the night before this, where that's just, it's like an all-time embarrassment. I'm going to throw this out one more time, and I'm not piling on. I'm just trying to frame what we're about to talk about here. Over the previous 19 games, LeBron James, the best player on the planet in plus-minus, it's your impact when you're on the basketball court, had the worst plus-minus in all of basketball. 518 NBA players. He's at the very bottom. That's wrong. That cannot happen. He's minus 147 since Christmas. That's 19 games, so it's not 3 or 4 games. It's a pretty big stretch of shockingly awful basketball. So it's about damn time, LeBron. Just do it. You can do this. And I brought up the Scouts quote that was in Dave McMenamin's piece, and we talked about it yesterday. LeBron's lost a step. He can't blow by. And I sat here and I said, that's wrong. Yeah. That's just wrong. On defense, he doesn't play with the energy he used to play with. Right. But on offense, when he wants to get to the hole, he'll just get to the hole on anybody.
Still get to the hole.
Well, and the one negative or criticism I'd say last night of LeBron, and he's started to do this almost all the time, at the end of regulation, when he settled for the 3. I don't know if you brought it up earlier.
Oh, I just went crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching. He's gonna take the 3. He's gonna take.
He had it cooking.
He could still. You saw once overtime started. I think he had 2 drives right to the hole for layups. He could have done it. He needs to stop settling for the 3.
Okay, but I've been saying
on these game-winning shots.
Like 15 years, I've been saying this.
But I think now it's almost every time he takes that 3. When he's got a game winner.
Okay, so in last 5-second situations when you can tie or go ahead in the game, in his career, LeBron is only 8 of 14, and that's 57%.
That's
so
good.
No, of shooting free throws. I'm sorry, shooting free throws, not threes.
I was about to say, wow.
No, shooting free throws, and that ranks of the eligible players. That ranks last of those who shot at least I think 5 free throws in those situations. But the point is, you remember we had our little bet about you thought he could shoot 80% from the line. So he got off to a crazy hot start from the free throw line, but over those last 19, he's 68% from the free throw line, and he's fallen way down to players who have shot 100 or more. He ranks only above Dwight Howard. I think there are 28 of them on that list. So these 19 games, he's fallen back even below normal, and he was 0 for 2 at that point last night. Shannon says he should have got more calls. I can agree with that. But still, in his head, he's thinking, because it's the highest IQ I've ever seen, basketball IQ, and he's processing. I don't know. I don't want to go to the line. He could shoot. Just make 1 out of 2, and you win the game,
but
right?
You can be held prisoner by the plus minus, because you look at LeBron and say they only won by 2 points, and LeBron was -1, and you might get an impression that LeBron didn't play well until you see his stat line, and then you like
he was phenomenal.
The layups to answer Jimmy Butler's layup, the 3 to answer Anthony Towns' 3,
it was the
block shot.
I already said this. Of all the games I've watched LeBron play, let's just keep it in the regular season, that was easily the greatest overtime he's ever played. Yeah. That's classic stuff, because you go 4 for 4, and every shot he made was a difference-making shot. It's an answer, or it's a tie, or it's a, you know, it's every shot all the way to
That's
the
what we
last
do, Skip.
drop.
I mean,
And
you,
the- and the
I mean,
block.
you said it like you surprised. You see LeBron.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised after the last 19 games because I kept saying, "Come on, do it once, save them."
We got, you know,
Well,
we got a little something going on. We
The
about,
block?
We about to remove. We about to remove this.
You think you got a couple hours? You got about 4 hours.
well. So
But-
I thought the block was a little overrated because
Really?
Jetty, I can't believe we're talking about Jetty Osman, but he was a factor last night.
the Jedi.
They got the switch, and all of a sudden, you got Jetty Osman on you,
Yeah.
and he drives the drives the basketball to his left, and Jetty cut him off.
Cut it.
He cut him off.
That block was
Spectacular.
incredible, though.
Okay, but
Because even though Jetty cut him off, if LeBron doesn't
He's
block
still gonna
that
get
shot,
He's
it
gonna
probably
get that,
goes in.
It's going in. He's gonna kiss it off the
He
back.
made it a little tough for Jetty, but
he's falling backwards. He's got like no plan B. He's back on his left
No,
foot.
because that's plan A. He's gonna put it off the backboard and go in. But LeBron said, "No, I'm not losing tonight." And hey, I ain't gonna hear Quincy Jones and on people. You know, but you know what LeBron did. See, he go to work, so that don't even know what's going on. He come home with all these numbers in his pocket. Oh, Miss Triple Dub. He owe me a triple dub.
So, Chris Broussard, what was the difference in this last second shot in overtime versus the one at the end of regulation? You have no choice to make.
Yeah.
You can't drive the basketball. It's 1 second left. It reminded me of game 2, the shot heard around the
Chicago,
world.
the-
No, I'm talking about
Orlando.
the Orlando shot where Mo Williams just inbounds to him, and there's no time to drive the basketball. And Hito, for reasons I don't know, Turkoglu, backs off a little bit. And LeBron's like, I'm going up, man.
Yep.
And he just
In
shot
the
it.
Chicago
we need to
playoff
play
game,
Jimmy
when
Butler
when
more.
he wanted to play, when
He
he called off
got
David
mad
Black,
about
he
that.
just-
Yeah.
LeBron, as you said, tremendous basketball IQ, one of the smartest players we've seen in the game.
Not one. I think he's at the top. I do.
He's right there. His memory is incredible, but sometimes he can think too much.
I know.
And I think that's what, like last night, you said instinct. He had no time to
We
think.
just need Jimmy Butler.
But sometimes when
we
he
put
thinks
that,
too-
we put that corner shot on Jimmy Butler when he's in Chicago.
Yeah.
We just need old Butler to come on in
So
there.
I tweeted right ahead of the last second shot, this is a great spot for LeBron to hit a walk-off. No decision to make, just catch and fire. Because it took a really good baseball pass, as LeBron pointed out, by Jeff Green, instead of, obviously, Kevin Love. But he threw it a perfect spot pass away from Jimmy Butler.
yep.
And LeBron could just go catch it, and he loves to fade, as Shannon said, to his left and fall away. And it looked good right out of his hand because it looked like he shot it like he meant it, which he doesn't always do with those threes at the end of it.
Now, would you guys agree with what I said? They still are the favorite in the East. You wouldn't agree? Because LeBron can play. He can play
just remember,
80% of the games like
they
this in
made
the playoffs.
21 three-point shots last night, and they combined for an NBA record 43s.
But Skip, we've seen them get hot making the threes.
I mean,
remember
if
in the playoffs last year.
Okay,
They'll
Yeah,
have a
but
few
you live
games
and then
like
you live and die
Yeah.
by the
Okay,
three.
boy,
The
they're-
momentum has to change somewhere, but hopefully it was not just Ty Lue defying Dan Gilbert.
I don't know.
Look at
Dan
Bron.
Thomas situation.
He's going to have to just play who should play.
That's what we
He's gonna have to
do.
Is that Ty Lue's decision?
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
Not
if
Bron.
he's
Wait.
going to have to make it his decision.
So you're back on the bandwagon now?
Not
Or?
Bron.
Yeah.
Not totally. I needed to make some moves to appease me.
Chris, thanks for joining. Will Aaron Rodgers be the MVP next year? We'll discuss that with Rob Parker next.
And I won't back down.